I think that's a given at this point.
Sure.
It's just
sure.
a matter of you want to do that now
or
or
later.
later. You ever
Uh,
had those candy?
It's been a minute. I feel like I don't think that they still are making them.
They should. Maybe
should
they
they?
may. Maybe they're making them later.
Yeah. Yeah. Now or later. They chose later.
Yep.
Did you like those?
They were okay. I feel like you don't like them when you put them in your mouth, but then you like them like after like a minute or two because they get chewy, right?
Yeah, they're
That's
like
why
an
they're called
acquired
now or
taste
later.
every time that you have them. It's you have
it
to
is.
acquire it. Through the
I mean,
changes.
you do have to acquire it,
Yeah,
and then you got to put it in your mouth. So
yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's probably a reason I haven't had one in a while. That's all I'll say. Okay,
because
it's just like a
where
worse
do you find them?
Starburst. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah. I feel like they last longer than Starburst, though. I feel like it's the poor man's gobstopper.
Probably.
And gobstoppers are already pretty cheap.
Pretty cheap, yeah.
So
I don't think they're really cornering a new market there.
No.
Gobstoppers are decent though. I respect gobstoppers. I have no respect for now and laters. I'll say that. I'll go on record as saying that.
I think they're like Tic Tacs that turn into gum. You remember those? That was pretty innovative.
Okay. I don't, but I'm glad you said that because I think that's probably where my perception of what a Tic Tac is came from. I hadn't had a Tic Tac until last spring.
Oh my gosh.
I'd gone 21 years in this life without a Tic Tac. Now I've gone a couple more months without a Tic Tac. I've only had the one. But yeah, I was offered one. I take it. I put it in my mouth and chomp down on it.
What are you doing?
Well, I thought it was a gum. I thought it was gum.
Oh,
I did not think it was a mint.
You fool.
They look like something that you could chew. You know what I'm saying? And you can. Just very difficult.
Yeah, with difficulty.
Kind of like a now and later, but just even more difficult.
Yeah.
So luckily no teeth were chipped. But
last spring, you say, was the first time.
Yes.
Wow. I remember as a child, I used to just down a whole like cartons of those things.
Sure.
In one sitting.
Popping pills.
Were they particularly good? No, not really. I don't remember them being good, but
sure,
they were sugar. I read something about how they can legally say they're sugar free because they're less than 1 gram of sugar. So
that's a classic. Or like if you have less than
entirely sugar,
but it's less than a gram. If you make it small enough, then then you'll be good. You have bags of sugar that are sugar free because each granule that's the serving size. It's like if you have less than 5 calories in your food, you can say it's 0 calories, which is like, why? Just put the regular number of calories. Why would 3 calories be too many for someone? I don't know. What are you doing? But I like you said, so Tic Tacs plus gum were a thing, is what you're saying.
Yes, I believe so. Unless I'm thinking of something else.
I probably had my mind tainted by that. That's what I'm going to go for.
That's a good justification.
I'm going to say that I was. I'm going to use that to legitimize my
blunder.
Frankly, embarrassing behavior. So it was a big moment for me, but. I will start it right now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 12. We've been cranking out a dozen of these episodes now, 4 sets of 3-week increments, if that's your preferred style of breaking things up, which probably is not. But we appreciate you being with us on this Wednesday morning or whenever you're listening. We have another change of scenery if you're on the YouTube, just for me, not for Ryan. Well, Ryan's room has changed a little bit. We got a little laundry hamper in the back.
That's right. Making big moves over here.
yeah. Getting the clothes cleaned. Or well, Yeah, I don't know. That
No,
doesn't
that's actually
necessarily mean.
That's actually full of clean clothes.
Okay, sure. Well, you could just be saying that, but I'll trust
No,
you.
it is. But they have been in there for about 3 days now. So
nice. Good.
We're gonna be getting some folding action done after we finish up here.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Right after this. Yep. Well, that sounds like an exhilarating Saturday evening there. But as for me, I'm in a new location. I'm actually in the same location as Ryan, kind of in the same city,
sort of,
depending on how you scope it. But same city. We are still doing remote.
Same country.
Yes, in that sense, we were always in the same location.
Yeah.
But yes, so I am in Lincoln. I moved up to my university where I learn and whatnot. And anyway, but we are still doing remote for this week. And I was going to say this week only, but hey, it might continue into the future. We'll see. We just
Hopefully
had a little bit of scheduling issues here, so we are just cranking this out right now. So anyway, that's it's a little bit of an update. But Ryan, how have you been since we? Well, not since we last talked. I saw you yesterday, actually.
That's right.
We were hanging out.
We were
welcoming. But in general, how have you been?
In general,
recently, not since the time before.
Regardless of whether or not I had or haven't seen you,
right?
I've been doing great.
Wow,
a lot better than last week, where I felt overworked and stressed out. I'm now feeling simply worked. And stressed,
and still feeling stressed. Stressed in, maybe,
maybe just stressed, not stressed out though.
That's good.
So big upgrades.
Keeping it contained. That's what we like.
Keeping it contained, keeping it real.
Yeah.
So I've been doing well in that regard. How about you?
Oh, I've been doing great. I pretty much was just finishing up packing and whatnot when I was back in Kansas City. I guess we had kind of a little family gathering, family going away party, if you will. When on the Sunday before I went back, which was always a pleasure. Had some gooseberry pie. Have you ever had a little gooseberry pie?
No.
It's it's pretty good. It's not one that you have often, but
no, decent. I had a granola bar that your mom made.
That's true. Excellent.
That was really great.
Got to spread the granola bar empire. I don't know if you knew about this, but that granola bar, was a pretty. I don't know how I'm setting this up. But it was quite the business venture for the for the Gentry family. Yes.
Was I paying for that when I accepted it?
Yeah. I mean, there were some terms and conditions that you
neglected to read.
Yeah. I mean, I am taking your data and selling that to advertisers, but
you and the rest of the world. So
yeah, exactly. And the data is that you liked it, and that's pretty valuable.
Put that on my digital profile.
Yeah. No, there were actually me and all my siblings have made money off of those granola bars by selling them in high school. Not by
that was going
them.
A different direction, where you and all your siblings, when you each went to a separate city, you would start up I was thinking the what are they? The Rothschilds?
Okay. I don't know much about them, I'll be honest.
Well, they sent one of their this was a while ago, but the head of the family sent one child to each major country in Europe and told them to start a bank there.
Nice.
And then took over. So hey,
that's just pretty smart.
If you want a business strategy.
Yeah, I mean, we've been pretty much diversifying. We've got one in Kansas City, which is pretty major. We've got another in Kansas City, just to cover the population there, and then now one in Lincoln, which is probably the second most, second largest granola bar market. But No, this was, in high school. We weren't necessarily trying to, but people would just offer money for them. So
Sure.
I actually did not get involved in any direct sales. But one of my friends said, "Hey, I want to sell those," and I'm like, "All right, but hey,
So
maybe give me a little
cut.
Give me a little kickback."
Yeah, sure. A little arrangement.
Yeah, I mean, they call me Mr. Wonderful, so
yep.
Anyway,
somebody does.
Right. Yes. Exactly. Mostly me, but
probably
anyway.
Your mom.
Yeah. Yes. That'd be an interesting dynamic, but anyway, so I thought that was kind of a free sampler. That's how you get hooked. First bar is free, is what we say in the business.
A lot of things, a lot of products implementing that these days.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking about setting up, kind of becoming a dealer up here. But
okay.
Anyway, we'll see. But anyway, where was I? We were having some gooseberry pie.
That's right.
Which is not necessarily super notable, but anyway, so I had that, was finishing up packing, and then came on up, made the about 3.5 hour drive up to Lincoln. Just thought I'd put that out there. I feel like everyone, this is a fair, just kind of small talk question, but I feel like everyone that I meet, oh, you're from Kansas City, or if I know them from Kansas City, oh, wait, going up to Lincoln, how far of a drive is that? Oh, 3.5 hours or so. They always ask how far of a drive, which is, it's fair.
But made that drive the other week when I was there.
Yeah, there you go.
It was 3.5 hours. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It was that much time.
Thank you for corroborating my account there. But anyway, I did some singing on the drive. That was a big wow. Way to pass the time there. So again, just trying to get practice in whenever I can, whether that's minute 39 or my
any other minute.
So yeah, exactly.
Any other minute in those 3.5 hours.
Yeah. So I did see something on my drive up, which isn't necessarily bad. I mean, first off, I'm not one to decorate my car. I'm also not really one to decorate my rooms very much.
I can see that.
Pretty barren. But anyway,
you like a nice sterile environment.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It just makes me feel, all at home,
cozy. Comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. But you won't find me putting stick figures in my back window. Mostly because it would just be me. It would just be one person, one guy, no dogs or anything. But I, was coming into Lincoln. I saw a license plate holder, that said, "Be nice to me. I might be your paramedic one day," which, okay, all right. But
at the same time,
it felt a little bit weird. I did feel threatened. I'll say that. I wasn't even thinking about being mean, but then I was like, oh my goodness.
But now you're constantly worrying about saying the wrong thing to them.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just say I wouldn't, brake check them and get out of my car and try to,
sure,
get some road rage action. But I mean, I'm personally thinking about getting one myself. It's, am I training to be a paramedic? No. Do I have plans to be a paramedic or interests? Not particularly, but it still is not out of the question that I might be a paramedic one day. It's possible.
Yeah. Impromptu paramedic.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm just thinking about that, or, we'll see. Maybe I'll get one that says, "Be nice to me." I'll build something that'll take all your data one day. So maybe that's a little bit more threatening.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Be nice to me. I've got a full profile of everything you like and dislike.
Right. Exactly.
Based on your browsing history. Hey.
Yeah.
That might be more effective than the paramedic thing, to be honest.
It might be. It might be, because it's like, you're not going to recognize me if,
or be nice to me. I might design the street that you're going to live on later,
right.
And if you're not nice to me, I'll make it a dead end.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's pretty menacing, I gotta say that.
Yeah.
But
property value is a dangerous thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I will make it particularly a poor street design. Add some potholes in intentionally. So anyway, so that kept me on my toes on my drive up, I gotta say. But anyway, then got checked in, and got moved in. I guess speaking of small talk to an extent, I love move-in day small talk. It's great. It's so great because it's just so awkward. it's a lot of it is happening at great distances. You're seeing people you haven't seen in a while, and so you're kind of unloading your car, they're kind of unloading their car, but you're in eye range. You're close enough to have a conversation.
Yeah,
but just barely. And so you're like, hey, how was the summer? Oh,
nobody's like moving closer to each other either.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly, because you're like, I don't know how,
I don't know where you're going.
Got places to be.
I got to go this way.
Yeah, exactly. And so, hey, yeah, it was good. How was your summer? Oh, can't complain. Can't complain. Which is one of my favorite ways to respond as well. Just, I tried complaining. It didn't go well. So
I was thinking real hard, but I couldn't come up with anything.
I can't do it. I actually can't do it. So anyway, got involved in that. And then also, if you're making a couple trips, back and forth from your car to your room, and you got people there at the same time, you're always passing each other on the elevator, and it's like, all right, we've seen each other 4 times. What do we,
I ran out of stuff.
Am I acknowledging? Yeah. I mean, oh, good. Hey, good to see you again. So it's full of awkwardness. And I'll tell you what doesn't help that is when you drop and shatter a filing cabinet. That doesn't help. It does not help. That was one of the worst ways to start the semester, I gotta say. I was transferring my filing cabinet to, we have this like big old basket basically on wheels where you can roll it in. And I had put some boxes in already, and then I was like, this isn't as efficient as it could be.
Oh no.
It's, I could get more stuff in here if I just rearranged this. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to take this one out and then move this again. And so, I'm taking it out. That goes great. I move the next one. Now I'm putting my boxes back in, and they're stacked. I got one stacked on top of another, and I'm lifting it up, and I don't quite clear the top of the basket, and so it catches on it, and the top basket just goes flying, and it hit the ground with some force, and the plastic just went everywhere.
Oh gosh.
It wasn't great. And
that kid hit by any shrapnel?
I luckily was behind the basket, so I stayed pretty clear, and no one else was on the scene, so that was very fortunate for me. But anyway, I dropped this filing cabinet, and I say cabinet. It's like a kind of a big storage container, like a storage basket or whatever.
Sure, I got something like that.
Okay, excellent. So
this looked like anything like this.
It almost exactly. Yeah.
I haven't put any of my. I actually bought this the other day.
Okay, you got that from Staples. It looks like
I was at Staples. It says it right on there. Staple. If you're on YouTube,
I didn't even know they still had stores. I'll be honest.
They got one right here in the LNK.
I'll have to go. I went to Target. They do not have anything there.
No, they don't.
They have literally
That's the first
nothing
place I looked.
Yeah. Well, so there you go. Great
it's
minds
actually
think alike.
right next to Target. So you didn't look very hard.
Well, it's
across the street.
I've got an anti-staples kind of vision, but anyway.
Yeah, I needed a place to put my files because right now they're in a much larger plastic container that doesn't really fit anywhere.
Okay.
So we're downsizing basically.
Okay. Hey, that's good. I mean, it's a point that comes in every person's file system career, but
yeah, you downsized pretty aggressively.
I did. Yes, downsized about in half. You know, it split open. But anyway, so I will say, be careful with it because the file system is one of the worst things to drop, I would say. Just because, you know, when it breaks open, you got papers going everywhere.
You had files in this?
Yes.
Oh no. Oh, yes. You didn't mention that part. That's terrible. So you got like paper everywhere. So you got plastic. You got paper in the plastic. It's not even paper or plastic at this point. It's both.
It was pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I've got documents flying everywhere. I got receipts from 2017. Like, why do I still have these?
Yeah,
they're blowing in the wind. And so it was a pretty sad scene. I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, man, this is rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was reminiscent of Kevin in The Office when he spills his chili, Kevin's famous chili, and he's trying to scoop it back in. I also had this like little cactus plant in there because I needed to put it somewhere. Yeah, well, you know, when you pack up, you're just like, this needs to go in a box of some kind. So let's just put it in here. And so we also have soil in the mix now.
No.
I soiled my documents and it was not a great time.
And then all of those people that were kind of walking by, you were talking about a distance, they just started walking faster and they're like, I gotta get out of here.
Just, don't look at him. Don't look at him. And so, yeah, we were just like, scrambling to pick up all the scraps here.
Were you just kind of like holding all these documents like close to your chest, like, yeah, I gotta get out of here?
Yeah, what do you do?
I mean,
I put it back in my car.
The basket?
Yeah, not in the basket because I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I put it in the back in the trunk of my car. I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll figure it out on the next trip. Let's get this trip done. I've done enough damage here. Mm-hmm. And so we'll try to hide this from the world, but
cover up.
Yeah, I did. I had a bit of a cover up there, but anyway, so that it's actually, I don't know if you can, you can't quite see this, but I am hiding it right now in this larger container.
Well, that's kind of like what I got when I mentioned my larger container.
Okay, nice. So, did you actually drop and shatter your file system as well? And you're just
funny that you mentioned that. No, I didn't. But that would be pretty coincidental.
It would be a bad day for file systems everywhere. But I'm just gonna say this is just a blessing in disguise, and it's giving me the opportunity to go through my file system. Because it is inevitably scrambled at this point, as I wasn't really trying to pay attention to what folder the files were going into. My main concern was just picking up everything and getting it in. But anyway, so we'll be able to go back through and figure out what we want, what we don't, how we want to organize this. So I think that's really just, it's going to be good for me in the long run. But in the short run, it's been very, very bad for me.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
It was not a great way to start the semester, but in like a lion, out like a lamb. So I have high hopes for the end of senior year. I'll say that. But
yeah, I mean, you tried to innovate and didn't work out.
Yeah,
that is the folly of man.
It is. I think I just got my eyes were bigger than my stomachs Well, I actually have multiple stomachs. I have a rare condition, but no. You know the saying.
No, actually, no.
My perception of height was mismatched with reality. So
that's just actually what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say, though.
Yep.
So,
cool.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not great. Then I forgot my room key in the midst of all that. I put that in my trunk as well, and then I had to run back down.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I mean, I was having a rough day. You're just a
mess.
I am a mess. I am a mess. I'm a mess.
Oh gosh. Moving on.
But yes, hey, please brighten us up with something here.
You like food? You like
I do. That's just the thing to lift my spirits. Yes.
Yep. It is our 12th episode.
It is. Yes.
A dozen, like we mentioned before.
Yes.
And going along with dozens, I kind of mentioned this to you earlier, but cracked my first egg.
Yeah, I mean,
the other day, actually.
Pretty unbelievable to me. I gotta say. It is. It's monumental for both you and the egg community. I thought they had probably run out of market share in terms of people who haven't cracked an egg before and are over 20 years old.
Yep.
Or equal to. But
sure.
Turns out there was one left at least.
They finally got me. I was a holdout for a while, but
I was pretty skeptical. Pretty skeptical.
I didn't jump on the egg train for a while, but after I did, we left the station real quick.
We are on a bullet train out of there.
I will say, after the first egg, within 30 seconds. Second egg.
It's addictive too. It's addictive.
I mean, it's so satisfying, right? And since the recipe called for 2 eggs, I guess that also helped.
That was a contributing factor. But I was thinking about doing another one. But
anyway.
Then
I did a third one because it was just so fun.
It's
so
just
satisfying.
It's a great time.
Didn't even need it. Just threw it in the trash. But
yeah. So you're cooking food that requires some preparation. I'm proud of you.
Well, we actually we made some brownies.
Okay.
That's why I thought this might lift your spirits. I don't know if you like brownies, so maybe I should ask that. Okay, cool.
I am pro brownie. Yeah.
Maybe this won't actually lift your spirits. The way I kind of led this with this, it made it seem like I had some to give you. I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that dampens things for sure.
Definitely, especially since you offered me that granola bar the other day.
Yeah, I was kind of going for a tit for tat here, so I'm expecting something in return.
Little baked good. Quid pro quo there.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I did consume all of my allotment of the brownies. I actually made these with a friend of mine who has made brownies before.
They have or have not?
They have.
Okay.
I
take it you have not, unless you had an eggless brownie recipe in the past.
No, that doesn't sound very good. I'm sure it exists though.
Probably, yeah.
They turned out good.
Well, hey, I'm proud of you. I never thought you would make it. I mean, I know, I like to envision you being in the store and seeing these products that say just crack an egg and being,
yikes.
I don't know. That's a bit much for me. I don't.
How many things use eggs though? I feel like
quite a bit. Eggs for one.
Well,
eggs use eggs. I
mean, like I was telling you, I don't know that I've ever made eggs for myself just because I felt like it.
You should maybe try it. Maybe not.
I probably will.
Now that, it's pretty addictive.
Now that we're past that first hurdle, it's all downhill from there.
So,
it is just like that.
It's just like that.
It's literally, it's just crack,
like boom, crack, and then you're hooked. Eggs are probably one of the better things in my cooking repertoire. I think I made them just about every day when I was house sitting.
Wow. Okay.
Because
are you sure that's healthy?
I would think so. I don't know. Are eggs unhealthy? I think it's just like protein.
Every day. I think that leads to high cholesterol.
Oh, well,
I'm sure you're fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry too much about it.
I don't know if I'm necessarily.
I don't think that you were house sitting for like a like how long? Like a week?
enough to raise my cholesterol to dangerous limits.
Yeah.
That's well, I don't know. I think I'm probably okay, but no,
Okay.
I mean, you
just did it, checked out.
Here's my recipe for eggs. You just crack 2 eggs, mix it up, and then cook it. I mean, it's pretty much the easiest thing you can do. It's done in like 5 minutes, which is like, that's the big thing with cooking is I always start cooking when I'm like, all right, it's time to eat, which is a big mistake because you actually need to start about 30 minutes beforehand.
Okay, I was telling some people about that the other day. Actually, right before I saw you.
Okay.
I don't like cooking as much because I start when I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And it's like, why have I done this? Because now it's going to take like 30 minutes before I actually eat anything.
Not if you make eggs.
This goes back to that frozen pizza disaster that happened. I was so impatient that I ended up messing it up.
You ended up, setting a fire in your oven, basically.
Yeah. It wasn't even brick oven either.
Yeah.
So I'm with you there. 100%, 110%.
Wow. We're breaking the laws of mathematics today. But anyway, so that's why I like eggs.
So the other thing that happened to me was my internship ended the other day.
Okay, sure.
Lasted a good portion of the summer, about like 2.5 months.
Oh, that's a very good portion. That's a very good portion.
Little bit large of a serving size, but if you can stomach it, I say go for it.
Yeah.
You having multiple stomachs probably helps out.
Yeah, I think I could probably manage pretty easily, frankly. But
I had to return my equipment the other day. Mm-hmm. They gave me a laptop, monitor, all this stuff.
Sure, they tricked you out.
They did.
Yeah. It's kind of a pimp my ride situation.
You have to return that stuff when the internship ends, which is unbelievable.
That was a rude awakening. I'll say that.
I mean, I dismantled my whole setup. Like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do now.
Yeah.
But packed it all up. So I'm not shipping it because the office is about 5 minutes from where I live.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just driving over there. I set up a time with somebody and said, hey, can we drop off the equipment here at this time on this day?
Sure.
All the typical logistics you'd have for meeting somebody.
Right.
And pull into my parking spot. I got this huge box. Get out. I have to cross the street to get to the office.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the box in my hands. I'm literally crossing the crosswalk. And I see people coming towards me.
Yeah.
And they're like pushing this cart. And they're like, Ryan, is that you?
Ryan?
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
And they're like, you can just go ahead and put your stuff right here. And I mean, they were wearing the t-shirts of the company, but at the same time,
you're like, can I see some ID or what?
I've had a few of those before I worked there.
Yeah. So yeah, you could have just gone to a career fair and gotten them. How do I know?
They hand them out in droves at those things.
Yeah, exactly.
So for all I know, that person yanked my equipment and hightailed it out of there. And to be honest, I didn't even look back.
Right.
So I just I put the box on the cart. I didn't even ask for her name. I'm not sure if she would have told me, if I would have that would have confirmed it for me either.
You're like, maybe. These are my duties, I fulfilled my duties as a non-employee. I don't really care.
Exactly.
They can't take anything away from me now. Especially after this other person has taken away my laptop and monitor.
I have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
That dropping off the equipment there to that possible employee marked the official end of my tenure there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we are in school mode. We've shifted gears.
Yeah.
If we're going with a car metaphor.
Yeah.
And we're now in school forward school.
Forward school. I think that's analogous to Yeah, to a car, I would say.
Sure.
But anyway, that is a little bit tough, you know, just that they don't really even want you on the premises. That's like, you know, we've kind of seen how you operate over, you know, Zoom or Teams or whatever, you know, pretty free and loose with things. And we are
Sure.
kind of, you're a danger to the office. So if you could just get out of here, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think it was actually a gesture of goodwill, not the company.
Okay, those are going straight to goodwill. That's where it's going.
I think she said that she saw me walking up and didn't want to make me carry it all the way. So you know, that was very thoughtful of either Nelnet or a random person. Yeah,
I was gonna say, what if it wasn't you? You know, then she would have just walked out there for nothing. But then now, as I'm picturing the situation, you're probably carrying a laptop, a monitor, that sort of thing.
I'm carrying a huge box.
So, all right.
No one else on the street is carrying a box.
Yeah. So you're probably the most likely of everyone.
1 p.m. the scheduled time that somebody named Ryan was supposed to show up with a large box.
Yeah.
Near the Nelnet office.
So
to drop off.
Yeah. I feel like they were probably pretty justified.
Would have been a crazy coincidence.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So no,
these are probability is a wild thing. So
yeah. So who knows? Yeah.
Anyway,
I've heard that. Well, never mind. I was gonna say I've heard that things with a 0% probability still can happen. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about that. In some ways, I could see like, yeah, this kind of makes sense. And in others, I'm like, that doesn't really make sense.
I know what you're talking about. You're can I just say one, you're misleading our entire audience with your fallacious statements.
Oh, fallacious.
And two, I think what you're thinking of is you're talking about the probability of an event happening being 0%.
Mm-hmm.
The way that it could still happen is if the probability of the probability being 0% is not 0.
What's up?
So if like the probability of the event happening being 0 is only 50%, then it could still happen in that way.
Sure.
That's how I understood that concept.
And that checks out.
I'm a math major.
Kind of a math whiz. Yeah.
So I don't know if we ever mentioned that on the podcast actually, but
I'm comp sci, just flex on you.
Math. Don't really like probability, but I just didn't kind of want to put Nathan in his place. So
yeah, well, I appreciate that. I'm only a math minor, so I haven't turned 18 yet. That's kind of the turning point there. Haven't got my license yet. So
meanwhile, I'm a math major, which is one of the highest ranks in the math military.
Okay. Yes, that is it's a pretty formidable group from the sounds of it. You know, but you'll work your way up eventually up to, you know, Math-ter sergeant or something like that. Math-ter general, perhaps. I believe in you. You'll get there. But let's see. Do you think math could help me out here? I'm in a bit of a predicament.
I'm in a bit of a predicament. I need money, but I don't have any money.
So what do you think about that?
Math, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. I'd be happy to help.
So in my dorm room, I've got this setup, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I've come to accept it over time, going through the different stages of grief, where there's kind of a central stretch of lights in the hallway to my room that has a two-way light switch, is what I like to call it.
Gotcha.
Where there are two light switches to the same set of lights, in case that wasn't clear enough. But somehow these light switches are off. Like they're not. I'm not talking about the binary on off. I'm talking about when the lights themselves are off, one of the light switches is on. Mm-hmm. Which how did that happen? I guess that's my question there. How did we get to be in this situation? Because it seems like it should always be like they are both in the same state when the lights are on, and then in opposite states when the lights are off. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here?
No.
Okay. Well, so let's say the lights are off right now.
Sure.
Light switch number 1 is off, and you would expect light switch number 2 to also be off, but it is on.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
you get it now.
I was confused.
Yeah. This is pretty upper level math military stuff. So this is it's classified. So
it seems like the only logical thing that could have happened is someone flipped the other switch on while the lights were on, right?
But then that turns the lights off.
Surely not.
Yes. Yes. So now if I flip one on, then they'll both be in the on position.
If both the lights are on, switching one of them on. What?
Yes. It messes with your mind, and I really don't like it. Yeah. So yeah, now that one light switch is on, but the lights themselves are off, when I switch light switch number 2 on, the lights will turn on, mm-hmm. which is, I guess, fair enough. The light switches are in the on position, but now when I flip light switch number 1 or number 2 off, the lights will go off, and we're in the same situation here. I don't know what happened.
I
don't like it. I don't like it.
I hope that we're not being stupid. And there's some obvious answer.
No, I really don't think that there's any way around it. I think I'm just stuck with a bad setup here. I'm thinking about switching rooms, frankly.
Sure.
Because I won't stand for this. But I feel like that was the case in my old childhood home. In the one of our staircases, we had light switches like that. And I don't like it. So just a little something. Ryan, I went to Target the other day. As I mentioned with the file systems, I was in search of a file system. I was in search of a number of things, really, and spent quite a lot of time there and came out with a belt. And that might be it. I don't know.
Yikes.
File system was not included, or
do you
anything else?
You realize your mistake?
Going to Target?
Sure, but
yeah.
I think the issue is probably going to Target like the weekend that university is starting up.
It's not even that, dude. It there were definitely things that were off the shelves. Like there were empty spots that it wasn't necessarily that it was stuff that I was looking for. It's not like I found the stuff I was looking for and it was just out of stock. I just didn't.
What kind of things are you looking for? I mean, okay, file system. Yeah, I get it. Probably Target won't have that, but you're looking for. But
the thing is, though, they had all this other organizational stuff. So it's like, I think it's not unreasonable that they have a file system thing.
Sure.
We had hand soap, which, I found hand soap, but they've got all this fancy schmancy stuff. Here's the deal. Why I was looking for hand soap. I actually brought soap with me to college. I brought quite a lot of soap. I brought a full soap refill. I don't know what the size is, but I'm going to say maybe a gallon, probably a little bit less than that. I'm going to say a half gallon. Actually, I'll downgrade here.
All right.
I had this half gallon of soap, but I did not bring any of the single, it doesn't have a pump on the top, basically. And so I was just managing by whenever I was washing my hands.
Well, you're opening it up and pouring it onto your hands?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
which probably led to some soap waste, and was just generally inconvenient, if you can imagine that. But it got the job done. But I'm like, I should probably get rid of this. So I show up looking for just the soft soap. Give me the regular stuff, but we got all this foaming stuff. We got, it's like I've have the soap that I want, and Target's just too good for me, I guess, is what I'm.
All right, what else? What else were you looking for?
We got command hooks, specifically the small kinds, which they had some, but not small enough.
Okay.
So we had that. We had Kleenexes. I did pick up at Target. I did get those.
Thank God.
Dress shoes. I found those too. But
oh my God.
What?
You're at the completely wrong store.
No.
What are you doing?
No, dude.
Why would you look for dress shoes at Target?
They have them there and they're good.
What?
But not in the size that I want.
But they're not good enough?
They're not in the size that I need.
Oh my gosh.
Goodfellow & Co. is legit, dude. I don't know how to tell you that, but they got some good stuff. I got a Goodfellow & Co. Belt, so that's how we roll. I could very easily see my wardrobe transitioning to exclusively Goodfellow.
I'm not gonna lie, I have a ton of shirts from there.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure my belt is from Target too. It's a great belt.
Sure.
Gets the job done.
Yeah.
But I don't know that. I feel like I wouldn't go there as my first stop for dress shoes.
Well, it was my first stop because I had been online and seen these dress shoes, and I'm like, oh, I like those. And so I'm going to see if they've got them.
There's your mistake. You can't. That most of the time, it doesn't line up with what's actually in the store. I could have told you that if you had just contacted me beforehand.
Well, yeah. It's not like I'm in urgent need of dress shoes. I just wanted to go try them on and see how they fit. I'll let you borrow
mine. We're probably the same size.
Well,
so
I don't even know what size I am.
Soon. So
I don't even know where that assumption that we're the same size is coming from.
All right. Well, you can try mine on.
I don't know that I need to because I tried them on in the store. They're just a little bit narrow for me.
All right.
If you can believe that. Or they're squishing my toes. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm trying to be more picky about my clothing purchases. Mainly because I haven't bought many clothes since high school. But almost all of them I have come to regret purchasing. So I figure I've got something a little bit wrong with my criteria. I think I'm a little bit too overzealous in the store. I'm like,
yeah,
I like this, or this fits good. And then I get home and I'm like, this doesn't fit good. But only after the return window has expired. So now I'm left with ill-fitting clothing. So, that's where I'm at. I tried these on. I'm like, these aren't going to work. I know this right now. I'm not even going to try to buy these.
So let me get this straight.
Mm-hmm.
You went to the store, tried on some shoes.
Mm-hmm.
The shoes didn't fit. And then you said, you know what? I'm not going to buy these shoes. They don't actually fit my feet. So I'm not going to get them.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
That is incredible.
It's unbelievable. I know.
That is incredible.
Well, you asked what I was there for.
Sure. That was my mistake.
I'm just going through them.
That was my mistake.
The last item here, which I'll mention, was a denture brush, and I didn't find it, but they might.
That seems niche.
It seems niche, but I'm just saying everything that I couldn't find at Target, I found at Super Saver, our local.
Okay, you got dress shoes at Super Saver.
Well, I found those at Target. I just did not purchase them.
Sorry.
So I'm kind of a Super Saver supremacist right now. So it probably will be a while until I go back to Target. And that is, maybe a week or so. We'll see.
Honestly, I'm sorry I asked because
yeah.
this just led to a whole box of box of snakes that I didn't imagine opening.
It did.
That's not the phrase, but it's something like that.
Yeah. They might have that at Target. I don't know. But they don't have a file system.
That's in the magic section.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just in general, I don't know. My internal organization is not super compatible with Target. I feel like I was a little bit overwhelmed. Just in that, I had a lot on my list as I explored there. And I just do very poorly at planning out a route ahead of time. So I'm pretty much just going down the list one by one. And that leads to me just zigzagging through the store trying to find the appropriate section. So I'm not going to say it was an efficient trip. And I think that's pretty much my point about it all. So
I got that impression too.
Yeah, I don't know if that came across well enough. But the point is, I did get my hand soap. And so I'm not pouring it out now. Pour one out. But anyway, so I guess one last thing in the, in the time that I've been here, I haven't been up to much, been unpacking, been getting settled in, but I have continued the job search, figuring out what are we looking at? Where are we, interested in and whatnot? Where do we want to apply? And just something that I've realized about the companies out there is there are actually no slow-paced environments in the world. At least they're not advertising that. I think almost every single listing says, why you're going to love this company, or you'll be a good fit for this company if you want to work in a fast-paced environment. Which, I guess maybe that's true, but I think they're all probably pretty normally paced. Is if I had to guess, I would say that they're all at a similar pace.
Well, if they're all fast paced, aren't they normally paced?
At that point? None of them are fast paced. Yeah.
It's like that famous saying: if everybody's rich, nobody is.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go for if everyone's super, no one is.
Okay, well that's another one.
I thought you were kind of Incredibles, guy, but
incredibly rich.
Yeah, sure.
No. But it seems like you will be after working in one of these fast-paced environments.
Yeah, exactly. I will be, just raking in the cash. The other thing that I like, which I don't know if this is new legislation or whatnot, but a lot of these companies that are more national will put, according to Colorado legislation or whatever, the pay range for this role is blah, 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 whatever. But it says this is only applicable to Colorado residents.
Wow.
Which, is interesting. So I guess, Colorado has passed some law where you have to publish your salary ranges, which is an interesting move. And it's kind of nice for me. I don't know how true it is though. I mean, I feel like it at least gives me a feel for what the range is elsewhere. I don't think they're paying Colorado people way more or way less than anyone else. So it's kind of nice. So shout out to Colorado for that one. Maybe I'll end up there. Who knows? But yeah, we'll see. Cool.
Once again, you've started earlier than I have on that one. So
I
thanks for that.
No, yeah, I mean, again, I am trying to make you feel bad here, but no, I don't know if it's actually wide. I don't know how many of these roles are really open to me. It seems like if I was hiring and I had roles out right now, I'd be looking to hire someone as soon as I can, not, in a couple months from now. But who knows? Obviously there are like new grad positions or whatever, and so those are a little bit more explicit. But I might just be doing research a little bit earlier than I need to be, if I'm being honest. Especially on the roles that are like, you're gonna need like 8+ years of experience. It's like,
seems like you need to start researching about 9 years ago.
I'll throw my name in the ring here. I feel like I'm generally going to disregard the years of experience, which might not turn out well for me. But what I've heard is if you are qualified for a role, if you're reading through and you're like, this seems like me, then you're actually overqualified for it. So I don't know
especially
if that's accurate.
If you kind of disregard that 8 years of experience qualification, then you're definitely overqualified.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's, do I hit that mark? Well, no, but that means I feel underqualified, but that means I might actually be qualified. Sure. So we'll see.
Hey, well, if there's anybody that I know that needs to get started on the job hunt early, it would be you.
It's me. So, yeah. I'm gonna need to.
Good on you.
Go through quite a few of those probably. Apply en masse. But
great.
Yeah, that's gonna do it for episode 12. Get ready for our Baker's Dozen episode next week. I'm excited for that one. Just a little bit special. We will, if anything, this was the Baker's Dozen episode because you actually made some brownies. So you'll have to keep that pace up for next week.
Maybe I'll make some more.
Yeah. Just keep pumping those out.
I wouldn't count on it though.
All right.
Well, what you can count on is us being in person.
Yes,
we will be in the same room.
We will be doing that, which I'm excited for that. I think it'll be a good. We're again trying to keep things fresh over here, fresh never frozen. And from this point on, maybe
we're going to be recording in a Wendy's.
Yeah, exactly.
There's actually a Wendy's right near campus, so we'll be.
Seems like a pretty ideal place for it. So yeah, we'll see you next week. If you're on YouTube, we'll talk to you next week if we're on other platforms. But yeah, leave us a review, leave us comments, voice memos, whatever you're feeling.
Leave us until next week.
Yeah, leave us alone. All right, see ya. Bye. My sister-in-law's mom.
Your sister-in-law's mom.
So not really my mother-in-law.
But basically.
At all. But but